the National Historic Preservation Act, the Endangered Species Act, and NEPA. The National Historic Preservation Act, NHPA, requires all federal agencies to identify, preserve, and manage eligible historic properties under their ownership or control. Further, before federal projects or federally assisted projects affecting eligible historic properties can proceed, Section 106 of the NHPA requires consultation with the State Historic Preservation Officer, SHPO, and when agreement cannot be reached, with the Advisory Council on Historic Preservation as well as with other stakeholders. This consultation can occur as part of the analysis required under the National Environmental Policy Act for the agency undertaking, or may result in a separate agreement arrived at during the Section 106 consultation, which is then incorporated into the NEPA Record of Decision for the action, or Finding of No Significant Impact, FONSI, as the case may be. Combining the Section 106 consultation process with NEPA analyses is almost always the best course of action, in that it is ultimately less time-consuming and less expensive, and it results in better decision-making. The Endangered Species Act, ESA for short, was enacted by Congress in 1973. Under the ESA, the federal government has the responsibility to protect endangered species, species that are likely to become extinct throughout all or a large portion of their range; threatened species, species that are likely to become endangered in the near future; and critical habitat, vital to the survival of endangered or threatened species. The Endangered Species Act has lists of protected plant and animal species both nationally and worldwide. When a species is given ESA protection, it is said to be a listed species. Section 7 of the ESA prohibits any federal agency from engaging in any action that is likely to jeopardize the continued existence of listed endangered or threatened species, or that destroys or adversely affects the critical habitat of such species. Any federal agency proposing an action which may adversely impact an endangered or threatened species must consult with the Fish and Wildlife Service or the National Marine Fisheries Service as appropriate before carrying out that action. Section 7 covers a wide array of activities because all projects funded by the federal government are covered by the section. The federal government must consult proactively to protect species. Also, any person who requests federal action in the form of a federal permit, federal license, or federal funding for any project, federal, municipal, or private, must engage in consultation between the appropriate wildlife agency and the concerned federal agency. Direct and indirect effects must be considered. In every consultation, each agency shall use the best scientific and commercial data available. Most consultations are informal because most projects do not affect listed endangered or threatened species, candidate species, also known as species of concern, or their critical habitats. If questions arise as to the potential impact on a listed or candidate species of concern or its critical habitat, formal consultation is necessary. Simultaneous development of consultation and NEPA documentation is the best approach, combining the two where feasible. NEPA documentation should not be completed prior to reaching a conclusion on the impact of the proposed action on listed species or critical habitat under Section 7 of the ESA.